After you complete all the turnover work in the property, it's time to take great-looking photos of it. Don't sell your hard work short by taking terrible, grainy photos that are all dingy and don't showcase the best features of the property. Though the cameras on smartphones nowadays are very, very good, I highly recommend investing or at least borrowing somebody's professional camera to get great photos of the property. First thing to do with your camera is to get your settings right. To make rooms appear as large as possible, I recommend going to a landscape mode. There's portrait mode for up close and other settings, but a landscape mode gets you a nice wide frame to make the rooms appear as large as possible. I also like to go to the brightness settings and give it a little bit more brightness. You don't want your pictures to be washed out, but this helps without having to edit most of the time to brighten up the rooms and make them appear larger and bright as well. You're going to want to make sure that you use flash, of course, on it to make any smaller or darker rooms appear brighter and larger as well. And then, of course, I do recommend a tripod and getting familiar with the adjustment so that you can take nice level photos. And all these steps are really to minimize the post-processing work that you have to do on your computer. When you're ready to actually take photos, get your tripod leveled out and set up nicely, and nudge it into the corner of the room as far as you can to get the widest angle. Make sure that your blinds are all turned open to let more light in, and make sure that they're closed. And then lights throughout the property. Of course, you want to turn the lights on to give more lighting to the rooms. Including a video tour in your advertisement gives prospective renters a really solid idea of the layout and finishes of the unit. It can avoid unnecessary showings down the line from people who immediately walk in and don't like the layout or any of the finishes for one reason or another. You don't need a professional style production with a fancy camera to do a video tour. In fact, most of the video tours I shoot, I just use an iPhone. A couple of tips for the video tour. Of course, you don't want to muffle the speaker if you're going to be narrating and giving some of the details of the property of what the renters are seeing when they're seeing the video. And of course, to avoid the dreaded black bars on the side of the video when you upload it to YouTube, flip your phone horizontally so that you get the wider format filming. Many first-time landlords fret over the description in the rental listing. However, you don't need to bother with every single detail of the property in the listing. You have but a few seconds to capture a potential renter's attention. There are three important components to your advertisement. The first and most important is an attractive lead photo. Remember that most renters are finding a property through an app, and they're just scrolling through listings on a map or a list. So they're going to be using photos as their main point of reference. You're going to want to put the most attractive photo of the property, whether it's an ocean view, a really upgraded kitchen, or a nicely landscaped yard, as your first photo. The second component is an alluring headline. You want to deliver the best features of the property in the headline, as well as the size of it. For example, you might say that it's an upgraded 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in the heart of North Park. Third is the advertising platform that you're actually utilizing to advertise your property. Any good management company is going to have a syndication software that puts the property on between 10 and 20 advertising platforms automatically. However, if you're putting the property on market yourself, you may have to manually input it into each individual website. If you're going to be doing that, I recommend that you use only the most popular. I have found that a majority of qualified leads come from only a handful of advertising platforms. These are the ones that I recommend that you input your property on. They include Zillow, Trulia, Apartments.com, and Craigslist. For more, check out our other videos in the Make Ready series and download our free guide, Preparing Your Property for Rent.